So it is an investment because you want to know what they know and how is that going to affect you moving forward. If you go somewhere just because it's cheap, you may be getting what you pay for.
Right.
And
Right.
and if you go somewhere because it's
Yeah.
expensive, you might be not getting what you pay for outside of the affiliation to this organization. Oh, I'm a such and such professional,
Right.
or oh, I know this particular brand school. So they're gonna kind of sell you this big fancy kit and sell you all these extra items that you don't necessarily need, that aren't going to get you where you're trying to go, because that's a business.
Polish in my hand, I'm ready to create each nail a masterpiece. I can hardly wait. Soft pastels or vibrant hues, each tells a tale in their artistry of nails. Nothing ever fails. With each swirl and twirl, let the magic begin in this kingdom of gloss. There's no end to the wind. Gloss on my fingertips, watch them shine bright. Painted like a canvas, colors taking flight. Feeling fierce and fabulous, I'm ready to ignite. Slaying the nail game every single night. Nails and beauty talk with Asia the Bird. Nails and beauty talk with Asia.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nails and Beauty Talk. I am your host, Asia the Bird. Today, we have a very special guest with us today. She is the founder of Gimme-A-Hand Nail Academy. Please welcome Lachelle Bender. Hello, Lachelle, and welcome.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, absolutely. You're most welcome. So I want to go ahead and get started by asking where you're originally from and tell us about your upbringing.
I'm from Cleveland, so I'm from
All right.
Cleveland, Ohio. I went to Cleveland Public Schools. I'm regular. I just, I'm just a regular girl in the city trying to polish my way to the top, child. That's it.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. So tell us more about like your school experience, like grade school, college, beauty school, things like that.
So I graduated from Cleveland Public Schools,
Hmm.
and almost immediately after graduating from high school, I went to beauty school.
Hmm.
And so I went and took a nail class at a beauty school. We had a cosmetology teacher. She wasn't very knowledgeable on the nail side. It was more the book work. And over 20 some 27 years ago, we didn't have to
Hmm.
learn acrylics. All we learned was what we needed to know for state board. And then they just sent you out into the world and said, "Go be great." That's it.
Hmm.
And so after working in the salons for about 9 years, I decided to open a nails only beauty school back in 2005.
Hmm.
And then at 35 years old, I went to college and got a degree in Indiana at Purdue
Right.
University in communications and a minor in organizational leadership.
Hmm. Yeah, that's really, really cool. So how did you get exposed to the nail industry?
I had a cousin that worked as a hairstylist. She got her license like through a program in high school. And so she
Right.
went right out of high school into the salon. And so she was just really excited about like working for herself and
Right.
being on her own. And, she had lots of clients that she had kind of took with her from high school into the salon. And
Hmm.
so she was saying that they needed a nail tech and like to check into it. And so I checked into it, and I like doing nails already. I was like doing my own nails and doing my friends' nails and like my mom's nails. And so I was like, "Oh, you can get a license for this." And so I looked into it and went to school and got my license.
All right. That's really, really cool. Now, did you have any experience owning your own nail salon or working in a nail salon? And if so, what was that experience like and what did you learn from that experience?
No, I didn't. I went straight from booth rent straight to running the school. There was no in between for me. But a lot of my friends own salons. So I
Mm-hmm.
saw like firsthand a lot of the challenges that they had with just
Mm-hmm.
retention, like keeping, solid people in the salon, people not being happy
Right.
with the salon, managing a salon. Um, paying, just the bills and, staying on top of things and the marketing and everything that kind. I think people are under the impression that you just turn your lights on and turn your phone on and your business just gonna blow up. A salon is like the easiest thing
Mhm.
to manage or to do. And the truth
Right.
is it's a low barrier to entry, but it's not easy. Having a business
Yeah.
just is not an easy thing to do.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So I want to get into your nail school. You have your own nail school called
Hmm.
Gimme-A-Hand Nail Academy, which you opened in 2005. Tell us about your nail academy and what was the journey behind starting your own nail school?
So, Gimme-A-Hand is Ohio's first nails only beauty school,
Wow.
founded in 2005. So, prior to our inception, there was no other school in the state of Ohio that only taught nail care education. We are the first.
Mm,
And to my knowledge, we're still the only school that only teaches nail care education. So, we have the 200-hour basic manicuring course, we have a 300-hour advanced manicuring course, and then we have a 300-hour apprenticeship instructor course.
yeah, absolutely. So your school also offers nail services and sells nail products.
Mhm.
Could you talk about some of the nail services that you offer at your nail academy, as well as some of the products you sell?
So, as part of the training, the students have to have
Mhm.
100 hours of theory and 100 hours of practical instruction. So, the services are performed by the students under the supervision of a licensed instructor, myself.
Mhm.
And we do everything from basic manicures and pedicures to artificial enhancements like gel, polygel, acrylic nails, anything that you can find in a contemporary nail salon, we do it here.
Absolutely, most definitely. So, as far as owning a nail school, like if someone wants to own their own nail school, and
Mhm.
educate other nail techs and nail artists to get into the industry, what will be some of your tips or words of advice as far as nail school ownership?
School ownership is different than salon ownership.
Hmm.
You are sometimes people's first encounter with the industry. So there has to be a standard, right? Like you
Right.
can't operate and function as if it's a salon where people have free reign to kind of manage themselves. People are, the rules might be a little bit more laxed. So you
Hmm.
have to have systems in place, and you have to hold yourself to a higher standard than a salon. You're a school, you're an educational institution. So the integrity of you as the owner and of the courses and the curriculum and the information that you're giving to people, it has to be accurate, and it has to be
Right.
solid, good information.
Right.
So that's what I try to do here. I don't sugarcoat anything. I tell them, pretty much what to expect. It's going to be hard. Just because you get your license does not mean you're going to have, 20 clients a month sitting in your seat. It don't work like that. You're building
Right.
something and it takes time. So as far
Hmm.
as ownership of a school, I would say um, read the directions that the state board offers you for school ownership. Make sure
Right.
you cross all the T's and dot all the I's, and then determine what type of institution you want to be. Do you
Right.
want to be a place where people really get good information, or do you want to be the fun, you know, you can do what you want to do place? My students wear a dress code. Everybody wears black. That's the industry standard. So come to school looking like you're going to work. Don't come to school with no bonnet on and no flip flops on and just looking any old kind of way. You selling beauty. You should look
Right.
beautiful as you can
Right.
look. Put on some lip gloss. Don't be coming like you rolled out of bed, because you're
Hmm.
not giving people the impression that you can make them look good and feel good too. So it kind of just
Hmm.
starts with you as a person and what your core values are. If you just in it for the money, baby, you're gonna be greatly disappointed because it takes a while before the money comes. And I think that's what people think is that, oh, I'm gonna open a school. This is gonna be the easiest money I ever made. Baby,
Hmm.
it's not. You got to deal with different personalities and different attitudes, and you can't let people take you out of character. And you have to hold you have to hold the line of integrity for your business. And a lot of times, as Black women in these spaces, we get challenged by people who look like us. And we here to help and assist and try to show you a road to financial freedom. And a lot of times you just get a lot of pushback from some people in the community that you're trying to serve. So I would say just be aware that everybody not gonna be happy about your newfound independence as a school owner.
Hmm.
Everybody not gonna like it.
Yeah, absolutely. So there are different facets of nail salon ownership in the nail industry. For those who may not know, could you explain the differences between a mobile nail salon versus a booth rental slash suite salon?
Okay, so in Ohio, which we just not too long ago was approved to offer mobile salon services. Sometimes people get confused about what mobile salon services are. Mobile salon services don't mean you can pull your supplies out the back seat of your car or out the trunk of your car and go to somebody's house and do their nails. That's not what a mobile salon is. A mobile salon is uh, any kind of mobile unit that has the same features as a brick and mortar salon, meaning it has hot and cold running water and it has a toilet that flushes. Unless you have hot and cold water and the toilet that flushes in the trunk of your car, you're not performing mobile services. So it has to be some kind of maybe box truck that you equip with the right type
Right.
of plumbing or RV or some type of mobile unit like that. Um,
Hmm.
that's what a mobile unit is, and it has to be approved through the state board. So they come out, they do an inspection, and then once you're approved, now you're classified as a mobile salon.
Hmm.
A booth renter is a person who is an independent contractor who you find your own clients, you keep your own inventory, you basically in business for yourself. You're just working out of this location and they're renting you a space in their salon. So you're not
Right.
employed by the salon, but you're an independent contractor in this salon. That's what a booth renter is. And you might pay your booth rent once a month or you might pay it weekly. It just depends on how the owner sets it up.
Mm.
And a suite again is still a salon. It still has to have approval like a salon. However, you are independent and you're working with yourself. There's no manager or owner over you. You are the owner of that business in that space, and you pay your rent to whatever management company out of whatever building you're working in to operate a suite. So again, you find your own clients, you buy your own inventory. If you don't get no clients, then your rent is still due.
Hmm. Mm, yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah.
All right, so I Mm. want to go ahead and talk about, education. So you mentioned about how education is an investment, not an expense. What is your take on the
Mhm.
importance of investing in nail education and the growth of education? Also, do you think that there's miseducation in the nail industry?
So sometimes the students that I get, people will shop around
Mm-hmm.
for what they think is like the best price, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so to some people the best price is the cheapest price.
Right.
To other people the price is a higher price,
Mm-hmm.
that, oh, this is a name brand school or
Right.
a more notable recognizable school.
Mm-hmm.
um and so the ticket is higher,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so um every every role and every school's responsibility is to solely, the first mission of the school is to prepare students to pass the state licensing exam.
Right.
That's the role of the school. So that means teaching all the infection control practices, the nail diseases and disorders, all of that, whatever applications the state boards, has you perform in order to pass their exam. That's the first function of the school. Beyond that, the school is there to sow seeds into your career path
Mm-hmm.
that help you along the way so you can try to navigate this space from a different lens versus being having no information prior to coming to school. Now you
Right.
have a plethora of information because school has informed you about all the options and opportunities that are available to
Right.
you with this new license that you have,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
So school, when I say it's an investment, you have to really research and find out um, the history of the school, the history, like you have to find out who's teaching the classes. Because, like I said, I went to a cosmetology school that had a cosmetology teacher. She wasn't a nail teacher, she was a hair teacher that was teaching a nail class. Therefore, I didn't get the full spectrum of the opportunities that were available. She couldn't tell me about why the products were lifting. She couldn't tell me why they were turning yellow. She couldn't tell me anything about the chemistry of the products. But that was the only game in town at the time. Like, they was the only school
Right.
near my area where I could take a class. And that's kind of what motivated me to open the school, because there were lots of misinformation or no information that I could have gotten in school that could have helped me along my path. And so I wanted to be that for somebody else
Mhm.
who was interested in doing nails. So it is an investment, because you want to know what they know and how is that going to affect you moving forward. If you go somewhere just because it's cheap, you may be getting what you pay for.
Right.
And
Right.
and if you go somewhere because it's
Yeah.
expensive, you might be not getting what you pay for outside of the affiliation to this organization. Oh, I'm a such and such professional,
Right.
or oh, I know this particular brand school. So they're gonna kind of sell you this big fancy kit and sell you all these extra items that you don't necessarily need, that aren't going to get you where you're trying to go, because that's a business. They're there to, yeah, give you a service, but also to meet their bottom line, right? So you have to know the, not necessarily the motivations of the company, but you do need to know the core values of the company. You do need to know who is instructing this course. You do need to know what their graduation rates are, or how well do people do after completing the course. And I think the first thing that we see is, oh, this one is cheaper than this one. Oh, I might be able to afford this one, and this one is a little bit too expensive for me.
Hmm.
And so when you're investing in something like your education, this is much cheaper than university.
Right.
This ain't 4 years of university. This is 4 weeks of beauty school education. So it's
Right.
significantly less.
Right.
And so when you go on and, and you looking into schools, and they're adding licenses, well, and they're telling you to get a loan, and they're trying to put you in packages that you didn't sign up for. Now they're selling to you. I don't sell nail classes. I give people opportunity to come in here and work on their business, work on a dream, work on a vision. And if that's the opportunity you would like, then we would love to have you. But I'm not going to sell you a class,
Hmm.
because it's going to take your whole experience, your whole journey for you to build the type of career that you want in this industry. It's not a one, I go to school and now I got this fabulous career. It's a whole bunch of stuff that come after that.
Yeah, right, exactly. I can relate to what you're saying because I took cosmetology courses in my high school. Like we learned mostly hair. It was only a small sector of the nail section. You don't learn as much nails. You learn the abundance of hair. I mean, you learn anatomy, safety and sanitation, things like that,
Right.
but it doesn't prepare you enough to get into the industry. Like the industry in terms of like the beauty industry in terms of hair, but not necessarily for nails. And the thing is,
Yes,
even before I
we
jumped into 10 cosmetology courses, and even after, I had to learn a lot of stuff on my own.
Because school doesn't that's not the function of a school. And that's what makes our school different. Like when my students leave, they have a solid price list. They know what they should be pricing their services as. They understand promotions versus, your regular price, and when you should be running those promotions, right?
Hmm.
They understand niching, something that you prefer to do, that you should be marketing to. You need to be finding clients who want that, right?
Yeah,
Doing the thing that you love and you enjoy, and not trying to put your hands in every single part. You know how to do all the applications, but you need to master one or two and become more than proficient, right? Because when you leave here, you have a level of proficiency. You can perform it, but it's going to take 10,000 hours before you hit mastery. So that's a very long time to practice,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
4 or 5 years before you feel confident enough to say, listen, I'm good at what I do. I know that I perform the services more than just on a basic level. And so having a teacher that can understand that and communicate that to you effectively is more important than somebody who can just sit there and read the textbook with you or tell you to read it on your own and then, give you a test at the end.
Right.
Teaching them how to navigate the industry before they leave here. We offer salon internships so they can go and shadow in salons before they graduate from the course, which allows them to be able to see the back end of a salon from an operator's perspective versus somebody coming in, walking in to get the service,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
So we do offer that as well. So there, there's a lot of schools that they just want to sell you a package and they don't really care about your future or what you do after you graduate from there. They not really invested. They just want you to pay your money and go on about your business. But for me, because I am a licensed nail tech, it's the only job I've ever had. I've poured my entire life into this profession. It's been my life's
Right.
work. I'm invested in the student's success and I want them to have the best chance to succeed. And because a lot of people quit in the first 1 to 3 years because they can't build a clientele, they can't maintain a clientele, they get discouraged. There aren't really networks available
Right.
for that in between school to career. And so they kind of get lost in the sauce in the middle. And then they say, I'm going to go back and get a job at Amazon or Burger King or wherever I was at before because at least that's a guaranteed paycheck.
Hmm. I think one thing too, I like what you're doing also as far as like, understanding, teaching people to understand the financial aspect of the nail industry, because that's something that I wasn't taught as much either when I took cosmetology courses. Like how you said, it was reading a book, you take a test and things like that. But it has to be something like, I think with nail education, it has to be something that you can take away from it and that can be instilled in you completely. So I think that the financial aspect of owning a business and running a business, especially even within art school, you learn the basics of business, but you don't learn to a full depth to get you prepared for the creative industry.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's the same with beauty school. They're not teaching you the financials, they teaching you the applications of the services.
Hmm.
And the sanitation and state board wants you to know. But then when you get out there and you have no idea what you're doing, you don't know how to manage your money, you don't know what the right prices are to charge. Everything can't be $25.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Everything ain't $25.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, that's like a little entry. They be like $25 for this, $2 for this, $1 for this. Like, baby, listen, you about trying to be in business to make some money. Everybody can't get their stuff done for $25. We don't live in that kind of world no more. Them prices been gone 25 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Especially considering like inflation and prices and bills going through the roof.
And everybody's still as what's the word I'm looking for? Accessible as getting your nails done is now. Everybody can kind of afford to get a little something done to their
Right.
nails. It's still a luxury service in terms of you can do your nails at home. You don't got to pay a professional to do your nails. Like they got stuff you can do your stuff at. If you coming over here for me to do your nails, you gonna pay.
Right.
And not a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like so in terms of like if you want it professionally done, like if you want your hair cut professionally, you want your hair done professionally, you have to pay for those
Right.
services for that technician or that service provider, just like anything else.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of people online complaining, bring back $25 nails.
Yeah. Yeah. I've
Every
seen
time
that.
I go to the nail salon, they tell me it's $25, then my bill $105. And it's just like, the nails was probably always between 50 and $70, and so you start adding on. I want a French tip, I want a bling nail, I want this, I want that. Then yes, the ticket price is gonna go up,
Right.
and so consumers are under the impression that nails are supposed to be cheap.
Hmm.
And I'm like, where did y'all get that from? The discount salon? That's what I like to call them, the discount salon, because
Hmm.
technicians like myself, we have always had to work a little bit smarter, and I ain't gonna necessarily say harder, but we had to niche ourselves in a way where we wasn't competing against the discount salons.
Hmm.
And so what I say to discount salons, I mean the Asian salons,
Hmm.
where, and I call them the discount salons because years ago they used to have these signs in the window that would say full set of nails 14.99. And I'll be at the salon across the street like, dang, they doing nails for 14.99 across the street. How I'm gonna get some customers?
Right.
I can't compete with that price. My nails is $25.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of where the $25 price point came from for us.
Right.
And we were doing hand painted designs versus they were doing airbrush, and that's really airbrush and a few little rhinestones.
Mm-hmm.
So in order for us to separate the difference between the black girls who was doing the nails and the Asian people that was doing the nails, we had to be different. That's how we, separated their work from our work.
Mm-hmm.
Now with social media, you can't really tell who doing what. A lot of people then adopted a style that was created years and years and years ago,
Right.
and so everything is like a big old mixing pot now. So now your skills really have to speak to um whatever price point it is you're trying to sell them to. You can't be mediocre out here and thinking you're gonna get top dollar,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't be charging top dollar and doing raggedy work or doing subpar work, because these girls will kill you out here. They'll crush you.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. So, in your perspective, what are some of the ways that nail techs and nail artists can make money?
Well, so listen, social media has opened the floodgate for many opportunities. Now I be seeing influencers and all editorial stuff. Like there's lots of ways, but on a very foundational level, I don't necessarily think it's just your nail work that will create streams of revenue for you. I think it's you. I think it's your brand. I
Right.
think it's what you stand for. I think it's so you can have products, listen, you can have t-shirts, you can have totes, you can have hats, you can have merch, you can have candles, you can have body spray, you can have scrub. Like, I mean, the list can go on and on.
Right.
But if you have not identified your strengths, and if you have not positioned yourself in a way that your business or yourself is marketable, then listen, you can do press-ons. I mean, there's so many ways that you can make money, but if you have not solidified and really cleared space for you to be the true creative that you are, then you're going to feel like none of those options are available to you, when really they all are available to you.
Mm. Absolutely. What are some of the things you like about the nail industry, and what are some things you think the nail industry could be improved on?
I'm like everybody else. I love the artistry. I can't wear all that stuff on my nails no more. But listen, I got on your page. It was like, who is this? I said, she's doing these nails, child. And so I'm still just in awe of all the beautiful things that people can do on your 10 little fingertips. That just still blows me away. And because I'm an old dog out here now, we ain't have all these good products y'all have now. Like I tell my students all the time, y'all are in the best time to be a nail tech, because the products are so advanced.
Right.
They're so pigmented. They're
Hmm.
so smooth.
Yes.
They laid, the application is so good. You barely gotta do anything now, and so I like the freedom of just being able to create whatever you see in your own imagination.
Hmm.
That's what I love. So just because it's
Hmm.
not real to other people, if it's real to you, then it's real. And
Right.
so you get to express that through your artistry. And for
Hmm.
me, the school is a form of my artistry, me giving myself, giving the knowledge, giving the experiences, giving all the information that I've accumulated over these years to the very young people that come in here and they're on fire. They're excited. They want to make money. They want to run their own businesses.
Hmm.
That's what I love about the industry, right?
Hmm.
What could be improved upon?
Hmm.
Like any industry, it's not a perfect industry.
Right.
I would really like to see more professional organizations, and not just the trade shows, but I guess city by city and state by state. I do see people having classes and having network events. I love to see that for us, just getting together, sharing ideas, sharing information, and not just bashing the next nail tech or the new nail tech, because everybody started at the beginning. Everybody was a beginner.
Right.
Nobody knew what they was doing when they first picked up an acrylic brush. No, you had to grow into your professionalism.
Right.
So I would like to see more professionals take younger techs under their wings and like encourage them
Hmm.
and help them out and give them some tutelage and some guidance on how to navigate the space, because that's how we all grow. That's how you grow as a person. You just being threatened by a newcomer just says that you haven't done enough work on your side for yourself. Because how could I be threatened by anybody coming in after me?
Mm-hmm. Right.
You after me,
Mm-hmm.
which means I've already did a lot of the work that you're already attempting to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I already know a lot of the challenges that you're already facing because I've had to overcome them myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so, being threatened by a new nail tech coming into the industry should be the last thing. We shouldn't be competing really against each other. We should really be trying to inspire and uplift and motivate and encourage each other, and stop leaning so much on other outside entities to come in and save us from ourselves. I think that's a job we have to do ourselves.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. And also too, I think the education, could be better too. I think there is good education out
Yeah.
there. I think is also too, like how we was talking about earlier, is more so understanding the financial aspect of things and owning a
Yeah.
business
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and things
And
like
then
that,
you got to think about where the education comes from, though. Think about where the
Yeah.
education, when you leave school, where does the education come from predominantly? Think about it.
Hmm.
Where do you think it comes from?
It comes from, like, I think it comes from a lot of the stuff that was like 20 or so years ago. Like it's not as up to date as far as like staying in the know. Because we learn education is more so what was previous instead of what is coming.
Okay. So today, if you take a class, 9 times out of 10, it comes from the manufacturers,
Mm,
right?
right.
Somebody who what is their whole function is to sell you products.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna teach you this new technique they developed,
Mm-hmm.
and you can only get my system
Yeah.
if you come take my class. That's where the education come from. It's not education for the sake of education. It's education for the sake of selling products.
Mm,
So a lot of education when you go to the trade shows and all that. And I ain't trying to name drop all on your all on the thing,
yeah.
but I'm just saying if you really think about after you finish school, the only real education we have is not on technique or applications or products. And if it is on products, they're connected to product manufacturers that want to sell you their system.
Mm,
So the education is, I ain't gonna say it's watered down, but it has a motive behind it. It's not just education because they want you to elevate in the industry. It's education because they either want you to use their product, they want you to join their team, they
right.
want you to sell more of their
Mm,
products, teach some classes in your area, and all that kind of thing. So the education, a lot of it does come from the school. A lot of it, the rest of it comes from the product companies, and their function is just to sell you products. I'm not saying they're not invested, but they have
mm.
a dog in that fight. Like I gotta show you how to use it so you'll buy it.
Yeah. Right. Right. Definitely.
Right? So now every company got gel polish.
Yeah.
When gel polish first hit the scene, I like to say she in a training bra. She about 14. We ain't had gel polish forever and ever. Gel polish wasn't something we had forever. But C&D revolutionized that, right? And they didn't just call it gel polish, they called it shellac.
Mm-hmm.
It was shellac. So everybody thought it was something amazing. 14 days of wear, it ain't gonna chip, no chip polish.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna last forever. And then the other product companies are shoot, we can do that too. Well, we can't call it shellac because that's a brand like that. They have a trademark that, but it's gel polish.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can get two for one, gel and
Mm.
like gel and regular polish in a in a duo set,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So it has evolved over time. And so now we don't need as much education for gel polish, but now you got polygel, you got structured gel, you got dip systems, you got all these systems that the education attached to it is product focused.
Right.
There isn't a lot of education about business management, business ownership, financial planning, retirement saving, investing your money. Don't nobody tell you how to do all that. They ain't got time to tell you in school.
Mm.
It's not enough time. We 200 hours. We one of the lowest Hour requirements in the country. I think somebody Connecticut or something might have 100 hours.
Hmm.
Everywhere else is 400, 450, 325. I think Houston or Georgia was 600 or something like that. So it's, other places that require more education. I don't know what they're doing because I'm able to do it in 200 hours.
Hmm.
So, there's just not, that's one of those things where if you want the information, you got to seek it out. Nobody's going to tell you everything about being in business. A lot
Hmm.
of it is trial and error. A lot of it is you figuring it out as you go, believing in your vision, believing in yourself, getting with business organizations in your area, the urban league, any type of women business centers, going to non business, non um industry focused events,
Hmm.
right? Events around business or around tech or whatever
Hmm.
you like. So that way you can grow yourself
Right.
so you can grow your vision.
Right.
That's not going to come from the industry. It's not. It's not never going to come from the industry, in my opinion. Because everybody is on their own journey, everybody is on their own path.
Hmm.
So that's something that you have to develop internally, intrinsically. Like you have to put in the work. And that's the part I think that gets a little discouraging for people because everybody not gonna clap for you. Everybody not. You doing something that's already unorthodox
Hmm.
and unheard of. People in your family don't understand why you want to do that. Everybody doing that. Why how you gonna get customers? Like people are going to just push against it because it's foreign to them.
Right.
If you're chasing something that only you can see, and nobody else really understands it, and they're trying to not necessarily discourage you, but they're trying to get to a level of understanding, you're going to be very lonely on this journey because it is a journey that you're going to be taking alone. And
Right.
as you build it, people will come. They're not going to come at first. The people you love, them the people's hands you're going to have to let go because you're going to need both your hands to build it.
Right. Hmm.
So the education piece is one of those things where you have to get that information from sources outside of the industry because it's just not there.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
It's just
You
not
know, and
there.
I'm glad you mentioned the other part of the education where it's the manufacturer side. You know, it's beyond it being like the staying in the know and the pushing in a way of the education that was like 20 plus years ago or so. Because definitely that's true too as far as the manufacturer because they're telling you how to use it to sell it to you. So I like how you brought that up as well.
Yeah, I mean it's that's the function of a man. Their whole job. So
Right.
when you go to the trade show, they slash the prices. It's 70% off.
Right. Hmm.
Last week it was full price, but now they gotta move the merchandise off the shelves to make room for new merchandise. They gotta get rid of the stuff. Here,
Right.
I just need you to buy it. I can sell it now to you 50% off, 70, 75%. Last day, doorbuster. I thought this, drill was $300. Now it's $60.
Hmm.
So it's probably $60 all the time,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
But they gotta turn a profit because they in business. So you can't just have a product sitting on the shelf because you invest in the bottle, the mixing, the storing, the filling, all of
Right.
it, every piece and every part. All these pieces come like separate. This is one price. This is another price.
Right. Right.
It ain't all the same price,
Right.
right? So you do all that and then it's just sitting on the shelf. No, I need to educate you so you can know how this is going to benefit you as a professional, why you need this product in your inventory so you can make money. So that's the function of the manufacturer. So it's in their best interest to educate professionals. We want polish in products all the time. We product junkies.
Mhm.
Every time something new come out, we need the newest thing. We gotta have the newest thing because we believe that's gonna make us make money,
Right. Hmm.
right? It's the same colors every season, every cycle. Ain't no new neons. You seen any new neons? They the same neons from last season. The
Yeah,
same
they're the
greens,
same. Yeah, it's
yellows,
recycled.
oranges, pinks. This is next fall. They're gonna be the same plums and golds and burgundies and maroons.
Yeah.
Spring pastels, same greens, pinks, yellows. They the
Right.
same.
Exactly.
They the same. It's the same. When we get excited every season, like it's something new. It's the same stuff over and over and over again.
Mm.
So the only thing they can do is try to educate you on a new technique or a new style or a new, it's marketing.
Hmm.
It's marketing. So if I market it in a different way, they won't notice that it's the same.
Yeah, right, exactly. I want to go ahead and push forward and talk about transferable skills. So one of the skills you talk about is
Hmm.
adaptability. Considering that the nail
Hmm.
industry is growing and evolving, how important is it for nail techs and nail artists to adapt to the growth of the nail industry?
So as a new nail tech, you've got stars in your eyes about all the possibilities. You're looking online and you're seeing people who've been working on this profession for 10 plus years. So of
Hmm.
course their work looks at a higher level because it's at a higher level. They've been performing the work for a longer amount of time. As far as adaptability, I just feel like you already inherently have skills that you've taken that they're really part of your personality, probably from other jobs and other positions. And so when you think you don't fit, you have to go back and be authentic with yourself.
Hmm.
You have to reach back inside yourself and say you can fit in this arena. You can fit in this industry and you don't have to be like anybody else to fit or to adapt to what they're doing. It's okay for you to be authentically yourself
Hmm.
and adjust your skills to the level you're on until you grow into the level that you want to be at.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely.
So
So in what ways has social media impacted the nail community slash industry in your opinion?
it's been both negative and positive. Um, Negative, I'll just say, you have people teaching classes to people that they shouldn't be teaching classes to. I'll just put that out there, right?
Hmm.
Everybody a teacher now. And so and I equate that to them trying to build another stream of income. So because they want to build another stream of income, they teaching 10 and 11-year-olds how to lay acrylic. They're having teen workshops. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying you're giving somebody who is not even really one, the state isn't giving no 10-year-old a license. In Ohio, you have to be 16.
Mm.
So if you're going around showing 10-year-olds how to do acrylic nails and then they come for your customers, you're gonna be mad because she you trained her and she 10 and now she laying acrylic better than you,
Hmm.
right? Um, so that's people trying to create revenue streams for themselves, but it's not the right way, in my opinion, to go about it because they're not ready to be laying on acrylic. They shouldn't even be wearing acrylic nails, in my opinion, at 10 years old. Some people let their kids wear the nails at 10 years old.
Hmm.
That's a parental issue.
Hmm.
So you just got people doing things that I feel like are not necessarily unethical, but they work against the industry in terms of exclusivity. You used to couldn't buy products if you was a professional. Everybody didn't have access to our products. Now, because of social media, everybody can access the same type of products that we as professionals use,
Right.
right? Because they can get whatever on Amazon. Everybody just selling everything to everybody. I can probably count on one hand a couple of companies that you still have to put your license number in to shop on their website. They're not going to sell products to you if you're not a licensed professional.
Hmm.
And I can count on probably one hand, just a few companies that still do that to this day. So social media has just made it accessible. So you got self-taught. I have a self-taught version of my class where for 2 weeks, you have to give me 2 full weeks in class. Um, Me teaching you the theory because the mechanics and the applications you've taught yourself from YouTube or whatever through trial and error. So they already know how to lay acrylic. They already putting acrylic toenails on everybody and everything. I don't have to teach them how to pick up a bead. I do have to teach them the theory side of monomers and polymers, right? But I don't have to teach them the mechanics of picking up bead
Hmm.
placement because they lay in acrylic already.
Hmm.
So that is not necessarily a bad thing,
Hmm.
but you got people who won't go to school after that. They don't see the purpose of the license. I already know how to do it. People already come to my house. What I need the license for? I'm already getting clients. I don't need to get no license. I don't need them people in my business. When they don't understand the license is the key for you to unlock all the doors. You
Right.
got one part open now. But imagine how many more opportunities you could have if you would do it the right way. So people so want the microwave version of everything. They want the quick fix to everything. And nobody is really looking at the bigger picture, that it holds the integrity, the license saying that I value what I do so much that I went and got the proper education that I was supposed to get so I could perform these services
Right.
on people with these chemicals,
Mm-hmm.
right? With these chemicals. I understand how they function. I understand exothermic reaction. I understand certain things that I didn't know because I learned on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
The good thing, that's the negative side.
Mm-hmm.
The negative side is that everybody doing nails, and that's okay. Everybody doing nails. Everybody selling chicken wings. Everybody doing everything. It's the economy hard. Everybody doing everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody doing everything. So you can't stop that. But what you can do is place a certain amount of respect on people who have been, laid foundation and built something solid on it and said, I value this industry and this profession so much that I want to get my license. So I make sure that I'm giving the best services I can give to my clients. And I'm going to do that by getting my
Mm-hmm.
license. Right.
Right.
That's the downside. The upside is, it's the internet. You can be anybody you want to be on the
Right.
internet. You can do anything you want to do. You can sell ebooks, you can sell classes, you can sell, everything is digital now,
Right.
right? You can sell press-ons. Ain't no different than the wig girls. They ain't gotta go to hair school no more. They sell you a wig and you
Right.
listen and glue it down. Ain't nobody got no license to do that. They just out here gluing wigs on people's edges.
Right.
So you got all of these things that people just they find as a way to make money, and so we gonna get it by any means necessary because they ain't gonna give it to us. If we gotta make it up, we gonna make it up. And so that's what you see happening. I think a lot of times, like, oh, I could do that. Shoot, what she have to do that? Oh, child, I can do that. Let me go get me some supplies.
Right.
And so they go get the supplies, and then next thing you know, they trapping out the basement.
All right. So I want to get into as far as advice. So if you could offer one valuable piece of advice to up and coming nail artists, what would it be? Nail artists and nail techs.
Don't stop. Get it, get it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stop. Because you don't grow if you stop.
Right.
You really don't know how good it can get if you stop. It's okay to rest. It's okay to get discouraged. It's okay to not know if you even going in the right direction at first. It's okay. All of those are valid feelings. But to get the best out of you, you got to go through things that make you feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to challenge everything you think you know. Everything you think you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's designed to get the best out of you,
Right.
even through the ugly parts, the ugly seasons, the ugly experiences. It's still designed to get the best out of you.
Mm-hmm.
So the nail journey for me was a journey to me. It was a journey to me proving to myself that I was good enough with just my nail polish. That I was impacting people's lives just by polishing their nails. That I was doing something good for people who look like me to be able to create opportunities for themselves, to be able to create wealth for themselves, to be able to do stuff on their own terms and not have to punch no clock and have financial freedom and freedom of time and freedom to just express themselves creatively, right? So it was at first it started out as a journey to me trying to prove to other people that I could do it. But then the more I did it, it was more about, well, what else can I do? I did that. They didn't already I ain't thinking about what they thinking about me no more. I'm
Right.
thinking about what I'm thinking about me now,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And so the one piece of advice I would give would be to don't stop. Keep digging because you got to unpack all of the pain, all of the disappointment, all of the setbacks, all of the naysayers, all of the doubters, all of the haters. You got to take all that stuff out of there so you can get to the beautiful parts. And they in there. They in there. But if you stop digging and you give up because it's hard, you'll never get to it.
Right.
So you got to keep going.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. Last but not least, where can people find Gimme-A-Hand Nail Academy on social media, and how can people support and enroll in your nail school?
So you can find us at GAH Academy on Instagram. Listen, we even got a little Pinterest page too. You can find us at Give Me a Hand. I had to get rid of the app formerly known as Twitter, honey, because I just couldn't with that one. But anywhere online, give me a hand. Our website though is ohionailschool.com. And our product page is gimme-a-hand-inc.net. So we have two pages, one for the school specifically, and then one for the
Thank you
products.
so much, Lachelle, for jumping on. I love what you're
Thank
doing.
you.
I appreciate this conversation. I love your insight. I like how you kept it real, and you went deeper into the nail education or just education in general and how the industry could be improved. So I really enjoyed our conversation. So thank you so much, Lachelle.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
Yes, I really enjoyed myself too. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye. Hello, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to click the bell for notifications. Also, follow me on my social media platforms and be on the lookout for more interviews to come very soon. Take care, stay healthy, and stay beautiful. Bye bye.